What is up, my friends? It is still a little bit dark. Let me get over here by some light. Killdeer are just going nuts this morning. They must have been having a lot of babies. They're just like circling overhead. There. Am I going to get attacked by killdeer? It is an absolutely beautiful Thursday morning here in Arkansas. That's Mike Friday. I just wanted to log in and let you know that I love you and I care about you and I'm thinking about you. That you're a badass. Whatever you're going through, it's going to get better. Always does. Think positive, act positively, be proactive. Be a good little doggy. Roll around in your badassery and then go let the world take a sniff. Everyone you meet, let them sniff it. Or they'll be jealous. Ain't a whole lot going on this morning. I could tell you, after watching our president yesterday, and you know, I understand the look on the kid's face. Somebody told him, go ask the president for a hug. Okay, daddy might have done that. But the president's reaction was priceless. And he hugged that boy, genuinely. And the boy hugged him back. Yeah, that, I don't know, it brought a little tear to my eye. Now that people were bitching, you know, oh, they're not brown people, blah, 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 blah. Puerto Rico got a lot, like major aid. And we all know that it was a failing of local government at Puerto Rico. There is still supplies sitting on an airport there in Puerto Rico. The Naval Hospital just left 300 and something beds on that hospital that just left. It was free, barely used. They didn't take advantage of things that they could have or should have. Maybe they weren't told about that Navy hospital. That was the first thing Trump did. It was waiting off the coast. I'm just saying. Now he went down there and surveyed everything. Ain't nothing more powerful than going there and looking. And you know, let's address something else. People got onto Bush for doing a flyover with Katrina. But when you look at that photograph of him looking out the window at all the devastation, the look on the man's face. As a leader, he had just had 9/11 happen. And then one thing after another, oh, that's a beautiful truck. That's like a, I don't know, like a 56 Chevy, something like that. It was an Apache, it looked like. It was a beautiful truck. But yeah. Nothing like going and looking at it for yourself. And to see, when you look back, go look at that picture right now. Bush, Katrina flyover, and you can see the look on the man's face. He was devastated. It's hard not to be. And you can tell the man cares. And he cared. And he was actually a decent president. There are a lot of things about Obama's presidency that were good. Just places where people thought he would do good, with hope, change, draining the swamp, because, you know, he actually was gonna do that too. A sweeping change, a new way of doing things, blah, 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 blah. Lead from behind. That's what we got out of that. Oh, man. Kavanaugh, And I still want to hear what this lady has to say. But it's looking like she's not going to show up. It's looking like she was trying to set this whole thing up because she was calling classmates from, do you remember when I talked about this? Blah, blah, blah. And she says she's never talked about it with anybody back then. And now it's coming out that she was trying to convince people that she had talked about it back then. Just saying. Other people, somebody who was at the party in question, they remember it and what date it was and when it was. Apparently, nothing like that happened. So, that was one of her friends. I don't know, this whole thing is going to turn out to be a little blasé, if you ask me. By the way, I'm going to say thank you to my daughter for making me sick. Give a shout out to Steve Rob Reviews and Steve Rob Report. Two amazing channels. This is 3rd year anniversary for one of those channels. You need to, or Steve Rob Reviews, I believe. You go check him out. He talks about Canadian politics in a way that most people wouldn't, and in a way, probably like me, if we was in Europe, be in jail already. Because in Europe, you can't talk about a pedophile ring, people who are grooming children for sex, on trial for that, and you can't do a report on it. So, because they're Arab. It's racist, apparently. Things are so fucked up all around the world, and that's the way people want it to be here. Liberal fucking, like, Steve did one about government mind control, and I agree with this. Go look up. Yeah, there's a link. Steve says that because Trudeau tells you, oh no, you're not allowed to even talk about that. You're not allowed to even think about it. That's racist. That's horrible. No. They're making certain subjects taboo. That you're a horrible person for even considering talking about that. They tried to do this the same way with climate change. That's settled science. Of course the climate is changing. What's in question, is it all man's fault or is it just a natural thing? Because we've had several ice ages on this planet. Are we under one right now? Climate change is a fact. Climate change happens, and it's been happening, and we can see throughout history with layers of sediment and this and that and everything. It happens. Ice age is ending. I'm just saying. Oh. So they did the same thing with race and sexual orientation and blah, 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 everything they can think of. I'm not near a killdeer nest that I know of, and it's past time. They should be hatching right about now. I do know you can hear them everywhere, all up and down here. So if you remember last year, we had right over here, a killdeer had put its nest, and we had pipeline companies coming through. They're gonna double this road, so they were moving all the utilities over, lights and heat and all, gas and water and all that. Everybody's come through, and they were 5 feet from a killdeer nest. So I put a barricade over the top of it because I saw it. Because the killdeer, they flop around like they've got a wing that's broken until they lead you off, they limp off away from the nest, and you'll follow it, or a dog or whatever would follow it, and then when you get close to it, they'll fly off because you're far enough away from the nest. You probably didn't see it. Their eggs look like little granite rocks, a little gray with black specks in them. It's hard to see them. But those burly ass, machine operating, big tough men told every other utility that came through here, hey, watch out for that. They drove trucks around it. They didn't mess with the nest, but they parked close to it because they had to. They did not destroy the nest. They did not harm the nest. Them babies hatched. And I got it all on video. It's awesome. All right, I gotta go. I want you to know that I love you and I care about you and I'm thinking about you and that you can be happy and healthy and wealthy. You've earned it. You've earned your own satisfaction in yourself. You've earned your own happiness. Be your own motherfucker and be each other's motherfuckers. If you see somebody hungry or in need, do it. Because if you don't, who will? It's the same thing with encouraging yourself. Being your own cheerleader. All right, I gotta go. Enjoy your weekend. Oh, I'm gonna have a new mowing with metal video this weekend. We do some yard work and I attach a camera and you'll just see that, and then I play a song from back in the day when I was a music promoter, and this time it's going to be my buddy Ron G's band, Iron Ton. Probably have a couple of songs from them. Alright. Watch that. Click them links. Like, share, subscribe, favorite. I'm back on the Facebook, boys. You can check out Lil Doggy. You'll find me. Alright. I love you. Have a good one.
Lil Doggy!